How should I talk to the guy I like? This question comes up a lot. As soon as, when I'm working with somebody, as soon as she's on a date or she meets a guy she's attracted to, she's like, Lorna, help! She's sending an email. Oh, what do I do? How can I chat to this guy? Okay, so let's talk about that today. Okay, everybody gets a little bit like that when they meet the guy they like because you want it to work out. You don't want to mess it up. Uh, and negative thoughts are going to go through your head like, oh, what if I embarrass myself? What if I make a fool of myself? What if he doesn't like me anymore? We all have that. So the first thing I want to tell you, I want to give you a few tips today. I have about 7. Okay, and what I want to share with you first of all is if you find that you can chat to a 5-year-old, you can chat to an old man who's chatting you up. I don't know about you, but I used to get that all the flipping time. Okay, if you can chat to the guy your own age that's really into you, but you're not into him, that tells me that you can talk to the guy you like. Okay, so first of all, the first thing you need to know is you can chat to the guy you like. And if you find you're not being able to chat to the guy you like, it's because you're in your head. Okay? And that is a mindset thing more than your ability to open your mouth and have a conversation with him. Okay. So, how do we get out of our head? There are 2 ways. First of all, what I used to do because I was the girl who couldn't chat to the guy I liked, I soon realized as it was all in my head and I had to get my focus out of there. And all of us do this. We think we're not good enough. We think we'll do something wrong. We think we'll put them off. We're afraid of showing our vulnerability. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, everybody experienced that. So what I used to do is say to myself, it's practice. Okay, all I gotta do, because I'm a big believer in you gotta become what you want to attract. So I used to say in my head, it's just practice. And if I practice long enough, one day it will click. So every time I met the guy I like, to take that sort of emotional energy out of it, I just said, it's practice. What's the worst can happen? No, I'll get over no. And as I was focusing on my practice, I got better at what I did. So that's a tip. Just say it's practice. Okay? Also understand they're people. Okay? Good looking men have the same problems, fears, stresses, family backgrounds as you have. Okay? Their life's no different. We all have a challenge or something we're struggling with, and men are no different. So they're just people. Okay? Another point I want to bring up is when you're chatting with the guy, get into the habit of getting out of your head. So meditation really helps because it helps you get present in the moment and practice that skill. So it's like clearing the mind. I always talk about, imagine you had a whiteboard in your head and you just got the rubber and you just, wiped off all that chatter you have in there. And for the sake of the 2 hours or the 10 minutes you're in his company, just clear your head. What was I going to say? Yes, forget yourself. Okay, so clearing the head is forgetting yourself. Take the focus off you and put the focus on him. So find out, just generally be curious. Find out who he is, what he's about, what he loves about life. And if you get really good at getting out of your head, you'll have no problem chatting to anybody. And that's where you want to get to. You want to have the skill with everybody, so then when you meet the guy you like, it's kind of easy. It's kind of your norm. Focus your energy, as I said a few minutes ago, on him. Okay? And understand this as well. You are already interesting. Okay? It's as easy as this when you think, oh, I can't talk to the guy like. So say for example your job's a nurse and you're on a date and a guy's asking where are you from, what do you do, blah 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 blah. You can say, rather than saying, so let's get an example here. I'm a nurse and I work in St. Vincent Hospital in Dublin. Rather than saying that, you could say, I'm a nurse and I work with family and kids, and I really love it because it's so much fun, especially when there's this little girl called Sophie, and she's about 3 years of age, and she's so funny because when we put on the song, I'm too sexy for my shirt, she dances it around a room and she laughs and sings, and it's absolutely hilarious. You should see her. You're interesting. Talk passionately, give a story rather than saying, I'm a nurse and I work in a hospital. Get some feeling in there, get some emotion in there, and tell a story about, tell the story behind it. Like, tell something interesting that has happened in your job or whatever. Just be, just elaborate and allow the conversation to flow. And it's as simple as just telling a story behind what you do, or telling a story behind, your pet. You have a pet dog and his name is Smokey, and you go up the mountains with him and tell a funny story of something Smokey did. It's as simple as that. Be passionate about your life. That's what makes you interesting to him. And you have to remember, people like to trade up, not down. So why would I go out with you? Because my experience with you is fun. It's good. It's enjoyable. You're comfortable with yourself. And when you're comfortable with yourself, the guy, I am comfortable around you. So know that you're already interesting. Forget yourself. Just practice. Understand its mindset. And if you want to know how to have a conversation with a guy, just think of it this way. Find out what he loves to do, live, be, have. If you can get talking about somebody's passion, what they're interested in, you'll be a hit because you're making that person feel good about themselves in your company. And that's what you talk about with a guy. Keep it light, keep it fun, just be curious and enjoy yourself.